Hi everyone. I have just started reading a novel, a book, which is The Book of Everlasting Things by Aanchal Malhotra. This is her first work of fiction. She has written a couple of non-fiction books before, all relating to partition and people's experiences during that partition. So I just started reading it, and the language is so beautiful that I've fallen in love with it. And I thought I will just read out a little bit to you. So basically, this is the story of Samir and Firdaus. Samir is 10 and Firdaus is 8 when the novel starts. It's set in the 1930s in Lahore. And so Samir is apprentice to a perfumer. I mean, that runs in his family. That profession runs in his family. And Firdaus is a calligrapher's assistant, apprentice rather. These two people meet, these two children meet, and then eventually later they fall in love. And then partition happens. 1947, and partition happens, and both of them are separated. So, what happens in their lives after this huge, momentous, tragic event that occurs? That is what this book is all about. But right now, I just want to read to you a couple of just two passages, two paragraphs, which is about Samir. He's 10 years old and he's got a very sensitive nose. And his uncle realizes that Samir can detect beautiful, very delicate fragrances. And Samir also can, in his mind, when he inhales these fragrances, he gets this montage of memories that, come to his mind. And it's so beautiful to read about it. So let me just take you to Samir's life. So this is what is written here. Holding in his hands two bottles of pale yellow-green liquid, he smelt them one at a time and deduced them to be related. The first, bergamot, was light, delicate, smooth, clean, herbal, and halfway between a lemon and an orange, but retaining the crispness of both. It was rare and exotic, unlike anything he'd smelled before, and even after he'd placed the glass stopper back on the bottle, the smell of bergamot persisted, the oil clinging to his fingertips. The second bottle contained pure citrus, reminding Samir immediately of freshly squeezed lemonade in the summertime. Zesty, astringent, bright and vibrant, it created a familiar wetness on his tongue. His uncle had once told him that he was capable of experiencing smell. Perhaps this is what he meant: to feel it, to live it, to have a bodily reaction to it. Closing his eyes, he inhaled the citrus once again and felt his tongue reach out instinctively and touch the roof of his mouth, filling it with saliva. He pictured Savitri in the kitchen of Vij Bhavan, slicing raw lemons and squeezing out their juice with her bare hands. He thought of the totems made with lemons and green chilies hanging outside the Hindu shops of Anarkali, placed to ward off the goddess Alakshmi, known to bring poverty and misfortune. He imagined lying under the summer sun, chewing lemon and mint crushed on ice, chomping on roasted peanuts, onions, and tomatoes splashed with lemon, eating boiled white rice or salted chapatis squirted with fresh lemon juice. A mere whiff created an endless montage. Fragrance possessed the power to provide instant, pure pleasure. Quicker than even sight or sound, it penetrated Samir's senses, transporting him simultaneously to multiple places with each whiff. He was told that true beauty was in the ingredients. They were building blocks, like the verses that constructed a poem. The essences, the soul, ruh, they were called in Urdu. Yes, how beautiful that is. So that is how Samir comes into the world of fragrances and smells. And then there is another two paragraphs about Firdaus, which also I wanted to read, but then I thought it would be too much for you. So if you feel like reading it, then do go and check out this book, The Book of Everlasting Things by Aanchal Malhotra, set in pre-independent and then later in post-independent India. It is the story, the love story, the romance between this young perfumer apprentice Samir and a young calligrapher apprentice Firdaus, and the delicate, beautiful, fragile world they live in. So go and check it out while I go and read the rest. I'll come back with a review when I have finished it. So you guys have a great day. Do read. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.